You're listening to Health Professional Radio with Wayne Buckler. Today my guest is Willem van der Bijl. Now, Willem's the Product Development Manager at IDE Group. Willem, welcome to Health Professional Radio.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation.
Now, Willem, IDE Group is not a kind of name that immediately tells me what you do. Can you give us some insight into your products and services?
Yes, certainly. We are a development group of mainly medical devices. So what we do is we develop, we design, we engineer, but also in some cases we manufacture the products that we design. And we've been doing that with a group of people here in Sydney, but we also have some people in the USA.
So give us some insight into what sort of devices we're talking about here.
Okay, so we're a development group who can design different kinds of products. So we could do anything basically, but our design approach and the way we work is actually very much tailor-made to designing medical devices. So it means that the way we work, the way we design products, the way we develop products, the way we actually implement them and bring them to production is very much tailored for medical devices. We are ISO certified, so that means that how we do things really works for complex products like medical equipment. So you can think of diagnostic devices, small disposables that are used to diagnose, for example, for HIV or malaria, lateral flow test strips. But we also work on more complex projects where we have to deal with electronics, housings, complex user interfaces, and also the management of the information that comes out of that.
I see. Now, most of our audience, Willem, are health professionals of one kind or another. We've got lots of our listeners are working in acute care centres, doctors, nurses, allied health professionals. If they've got a good idea, is IDE Group the group that they should be talking to about developing that idea? Do you take ideas from that level?
Yes, definitely. So the people we work with are people around us in our network, and that can be big pharmaceutical companies, large multinationals, but certainly also people from the medical field, doctors, nurses, sometimes even patients who have a good idea or have a product idea and who want to realize this. And when we meet people like that, we always strive to help each other out to understand much better what you would like to achieve and how we can realize that. And many of the people we work with are actually clinicians, doctors or professionals who've identified a problem or a need and translated that into an idea or a solution. And together we would like to look at opportunities like that and find ways to make it happen, to improve that future. And that's what we like to do best. We always call it, we would like to be in this together. We would like to understand this new future that we want to realize and together plot out how to get there. And whatever challenge comes up on the way, we're going to pick it up together and realize that.
Now, challenges are always interesting when I'm talking to people who provide interesting services. Willem, in every industry there are misconceptions. For you in a design group, what's the biggest misconception about your work that drives you nuts and keeps you awake at night?
Yes, well, I've been thinking about that because that was actually something that I thought would be valuable to talk about now, especially in medical device development. There are misconceptions, and one of the biggest ones is that a lot of people who are not aware of how to realize a medical device or any other product think that with a good idea and some good design sketches, your product will become a great success. Once you've developed a number of products and implemented them, and even in manufacturing, you know and you learn that there are a lot of challenges that you may find on your path. So, for example, there may be technical challenges, but also what to do with intellectual property. How do I make sure my product gets regulatory approval? And where do I find the funding if, for example, I need to go and invest in tooling or I need to do clinical trials? How do I deal with that financial situation? And for a lot of startups or people with great ideas who are starting a new business, there are also the challenges of starting a business and making sure that you have the right expertise on board. And those challenges can be as big as coming up with the right idea. And those are actually the challenges that we like to tackle best. So we always get excited when people come to us with great new ideas because we know there is a challenging and exciting way to go forward.
Well, Willem, with a bit of luck this morning, we will have stimulated some thinking amongst our audience, and there might be some great ideas headed your way.
Wow, that would be great.
What's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
Yeah, so we have a website where people can find a couple of the examples of projects that we've been working on and products that we have realized. So the website is www.idegroup.com.au, and there you will find also the people on our team. So we have a team of over 30 people, experts in either people with a design background or engineering background or and a background in manufacturing and realizing products. So any of the people from our team are happy to talk about new opportunities, new challenges, and we would love to have a chat just to see if there are any challenges that we could help and solve and help you get your idea realized.
So, Willem Vanderbilt, Product Development Management at IDE Group, thank you for your time this morning. It's been a pleasure having you on the air.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Now, if you missed that website, it was www.idegroup.com.au to get in touch with Willem and his group. And if you missed the interview, well, the good news is we have a transcript for you at www.hpr.fm. That's the station website. You can also hear an archive of the audio of this interview on both SoundCloud and YouTube, and there are links to that on our website as well. You're listening to Health Professional Radio. My name is Wayne Buckler.